Well, I thought Eastern Washington played outstanding tonight. They're a good team. I know their record is what it is. It's not coaches speak. They got a lot of talented guys on that team. It's a team that was up 17 at Colorado, a team that played Missouri right to the wire. And so, they've had some battles. They're dealing with a couple injuries, and they were back at it tonight. So credit to them. They just kept coming at us. Obviously, didn't end the first half the way we want to. I thought we made a good run there and just kind of steadily extended the lead, got up by 17 with right around that 9-minute mark. We subbed out a couple guys. Miro got his fourth foul, subbed out Gabe just because he had been playing the whole game. He was just going to give him a quick breather. Over the next 4 minutes, they scored in 7 straight possessions and got 17 points on us. And we got to be able to finish games, right? That's it. And then they made it a game again, but we did execute well down the stretch. We're able to put together a string of stops and able to get to the rim and create some easy opportunities that way. So got to get better defensively. A lot of defensive breakdowns, specifically the first half, and that's what kept them in the game. I mean, we scored 43 in the first half, but we give up 41, and they shoot at the percentage they did. We got to be better in that respect. And so offensively, we go 4 for 19 from the three. Sometimes that happens, right? And they clearly were chasing us off the line, and we missed some clean ones. That's part of it. We did do a good job. I thought, Ezra goes 7 for 9 from the field. Lawson goes 7 for 9 from the field. So those two combined go 14 for 18. Got to be able to finish some layups. I think the first half we missed 5 layups. We got to make at least 4 of those. I mean, they were point-blank shots. And then we got to make our free throws, right? It was awesome that we were able to get to the line that much. It was a clear focus for us, specifically the second half, to get the ball inside. They're one of the bottom teams in the country in rim protection. And then lastly, we did a great job taking care of the ball, right? We only had 8 turnovers. And they're one of the top 25 teams in the country in creating turnovers, right? And getting steals. And a lot of times their best offense has been points off of turnovers. So for us to only turn it over 8 times, that was good for us. And we've done a good job of taking care of the ball this year. So they put a lot of pressure on you. Marquardt, their 5-man is a stretch 5. He ends up 2 for 9 from the 3, but the first half he made a couple. Number 14 for them. He's typically a starter. He came off the bench tonight. Not number 40, number 21, Hartman. In the first half he had 14 points, didn't miss a shot. And we were like, we got lost in transition, lost in some screens, over helping and giving up same side threes. And we just gave them, they had to make the shot, but our defensive errors were so poor. And so I thought we tightened that up in the second half and found a way to win the game.
45 free throws for you guys today, and I think there was about 44 fouls called. Just how does that impact kind of the flow of the game for you guys? I think you ended up with 14 assists on 28 makes, which is, a lower number for you.
Yeah, still 50%, but obviously we always want more assists. But credit, They were doing a good job with some things defensively. I think a big thing for us is just because they don't have a ton of rim protection. We were, the first half we didn't get in there as much, but when we did, we scored, right? Ezra especially was scoring, in the paint, and we really wanted to play an attack. And the way they were chasing us off the 3, we knew there'd be lanes to drive and being able to throw it inside. And obviously late in the game when we got to the big fella, to Lawson, good things, happened. So. But we got to make our free throws. I mean, at the end of the day, make your free throws, make your layups. It's a bigger win.
How important this week has it been to be able to get some good quality minutes for Lawson and to see some solid numbers out of him, particularly with that St. Mary's game that's coming up next week, and they've got a couple big men themselves.
Yeah, I mean, he hadn't played for a month. Really hadn't done anything for a month, so that's hard. It's a hard thing. You got to get your cardio back. You got to, trust that the injury's healed. Obviously, I felt like he looked a lot better even tonight than he did the other night, although he looked good the other night. It's been huge for us. Good players give your team confidence. He's a guy that can really facilitate. Obviously, he's really made his presence known on the offensive glass, 8 offensive boards tonight, and the other night he did as well. So that was big for us. And Zach's got a little further to go. He didn't play in the second half, but he also gives us some stability, inside. But but I think it was huge for us. We need them. I mean, we need size. When you lose 3 centers, you know, and now these guys coming back, we need those guys because it's a big part of what we're doing.
How much does this game serve as a wake-up call for you guys moving forward?
Well, it should. I mean, you know, we got to keep getting better. Like, obviously, you know, we haven't had the toughest schedule in the world, although we gave ourselves a chance to beat Mississippi State, who's in the top 25. And, you know, we have to communicate better. Part of this is on me in terms of, like, we got to figure out our rotations right now, right? You go from playing 8 guys, you know exactly who's going to play. So now you have 10 guys, and we played 10 the last 2 games, so it's harder to find, you know, maybe a little bit of a rhythm to a rotation. 9, I like 9 as a whole. And then tonight it was just one of those games, and it felt like this guy was making this mistake, this guy. But we have some youthfulness. We have to communicate it a lot better. We just made so many mistakes on the defensive end. I mean, it was a lot. And so this will be a good learning tool for us. It's also a type of team we haven't played this year. So when they're raining in threes the way they were in the first half, it's kind of the great neutralizer. But I thought the play that in some ways summed up our first half was the last possession of us defensively of the first half, right? Where they just hold the ball, they get one shot, which you expect them to do. They go and set a go screen, and we don't communicate it. And number 11, their leading scorer, walks to the rim uncontested for a layup. I mean, it's all because we don't communicate, right? And so if you're not going to talk on defense, right, if you're not going to be in the right position on defense against good teams, you will be exposed. And we got exposed with some things, especially the first half, not so much the second half.
One thing I noticed in the game, the Eastern Washington bench was particularly good at communicating from the bench. How much do you feel communication from the bench helps with just communication overall?
Yeah, I think communication in anything it's a huge part of life. It's a huge part of a team. It's a huge part of staying locked into the game mentally, right? So you know what's going on when you go in there. Communication builds trust, right? Communication builds trust. If you don't communicate, you don't know what's going on, and you're guarding the ball and you're looking around, what's coming next, right? But when you know you have people behind you that are communicating, it makes you that much quicker. It makes you that much faster. There's a connectivity that happens, you know, with that. That is one thing Lawson's very good at, right? But your bench has to stay engaged as well. We try to make a big focus of that. We highlight that actually during film sessions, right, where we'll show how active our bench is. It matters, right, with connectivity on both ends of the floor and that enthusiasm and staying mentally, you know, locked into the game.
You mentioned just the need to kind of figure out rotations. If there's 1 to 2 takeaways you can kind of take from today to kind of help you over the next week for St. Mary's, you know, what kind of stands out?
Yeah, I think it's good and bad, right? Like I thought, like a guy like Jake Wallin communicates at a really good level. He stayed in the game. He was specifically rebounding it, especially that first half, even the start of the second half when he got in. But you just know what you're going to get. He's very, very sound. You know, number 9 got going late there when they were making their run. Cook, he's a good player. I mean, look at him, 8 for 10 from the field. I mean, like, the dude is so efficient. Doesn't blow by you, but he's strong, has a knack. He was 1 for 7 from the 3 coming into tonight. And I think he hit 2 of them. Yeah, 2 for 2. 5 for 5 from the line. Like, he just makes winning plays. And so we were changing matchups all the time, and Jake clearly did the best job on him. Without a question. And once we subbed him in late, I don't think that kid scored again. So, like, there's just a lot you can learn by doing well, and there's a lot you can learn by right, the mistakes that you made. And it's still early. I mean, 6-1, so there's 7 games in. And so we just got to keep growing, you know, as a team, as a program, and obviously guys individually to understand what we got to do. Because to win games at the high, and we're playing the team that epitomizes it, you got to eliminate, when I say this, coming up with St. Mary's, you have to eliminate losing to win. Make your layups, make your free throws, communicate, defend hard, and rebound, right? Physicality, boxing out. And that's St. Mary's, you know, personified. And so, but we'll grow from this game, and we're going to have to get better next week, or this week as we prepare for St. Mary's.
Good win, hard win. How does it feel?
You know, it feels good. Feels good. We knew these guys were going to be tough, and that their record didn't show how good they were. They're a really good team. They're super hard to guard. They run some good actions, and it was a good test for us. And to see what we have to shore up and practice to help us go into Big 12 play and play St. Mary's here next game. So.
That first half kind of goes back and forth, and then you guys, I think, pull out as far ahead as 17 there in the second half. What kind of helped you get some separation there early in the second half before they came back again?
I think the main part was just consistency, getting stops. We knew that some of their players, I think we were just playing personnel, and that would, kept us in the game. I think that we just need to focus on finishing games because I think they scored 7 possessions in a row coming out at halftime. So that was a beater for us.
Lawson, would be curious to hear, do you feel like this game sort of serves as a wake-up call, just given kind of the tough physical test that it was and how they just kind of, hung around?
Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of scrappy plays in the game, and we just tried not to let that get in our head and have some composure and be mature and come out in the second half and be who we were, and not let all that get to our heads and still be dominant in the paint and focus on that. And I think we down the stretch we did that, and that's how we ended up winning that game. But for sure what you said. Yep.
And then Ezra, it seems like you've really kind of settled in, in your role. How's it been, getting Lawson back in the lineup and moving you back to the floor? Just how's that been for you?
I can't thank nobody more enough. Literally, I just been waiting on him to come back because before he even got hurt, our chemistry was just, reaching the limit. The sky was the limit for that, and we were just dominating. So to have him back is just a plus. We finna continue to dominate. So right now, we just gonna keep going.
Lawson, just for you, how would you kind of assess this first week back? You had that big game last game, and then tonight again you have another good one.
Yeah, it's just it feels good to do such a thing and just help the team. That's really what I'm focused on. Is when I go in the game, I'm just trying to make winning plays. How can I impact and help the team win in any way possible? And tonight that was on the offensive boards. It might be different next game, but it feels good. It's just 2 games. I'm going to celebrate till the end of tonight, but I'm going to move on to the next one and focus on St. Mary's next. So.
And speaking of St. Mary's, I mean, how critical, especially given they've got a couple really big men that are so important to them, for you to be able to come out and finally get back on the court this week?
Yeah, they got 2 really good big guys, big body, physical guys that can score in the paint pretty well. So it'll be definitely a challenge and a good test for us and a good test for me to see how I hold up in the paint during that game. So I'm excited to play that one for sure.
Free throws end up playing a kind of a big one tonight. I think you guys shot, 45? Ezra, just how does that impact when you're going to the line so much in a game?
I just try to keep my head up and let my teammates motivate me. I did miss 6 free throws. Me and Lawson both missed 6 free throws. So we're gonna be in the gym. We're gonna be in the gym a ton this weekend shooting free throws. But now we just kept going though. Honestly, we just kept being aggressive. We kept, getting to the line. We didn't drop our heads. And again, we're gonna be in that gym this week shooting them free throws together.
That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure.